Hey guys, a very good morning. Fabio here and welcome to another daily market outlook, last one of the week. Quick announcement before we dive in. This afternoon, 15 minutes prior to NFP, there is going to be a NFP live stream on this YouTube channel. So make sure to join in, tune in. You can ask any questions you have. And yeah, we'll just be able to chat with one another. So I hope to see you guys over there. Without further ado, let's dive into today's market outlook. Okay guys, so yesterday a lot of consolidation within the market, not a lot of real moves to be honest, mainly due to the fact of course that we have NFP today, so the market was just pretty much range bound and waiting and forming some price action for today ahead. So what can we expect for today? Well, I'm not really going to be doing any predictions on NFP and the numbers, etc. But what we can see over here is that we had some demand located over here. Why is this demand? Well, it's a bearish candle engulfed by this bullish candle. Of course, this area of demand did not achieve anything. However, as we can clearly see, we did find support within that area of demand. And for me personally, at the moment, this is my main focus area of demand. This over here, this last bullish candle before the sell, is going to be my focus on supply. And yeah, pretty much with NFP, I'm expecting at least a push in either direction, and then of course a reaction from either the supply or demand zone. A push up is of course alongside and in line with the trend, and it would be more logic because the 4-hour trend of course is up. This is all pullback, and we could finally see a burst up in towards the highs once again. However, if we break this low over here, 4-hour will flip bearish, and we will then of course target this area of daily demand. So yeah, that's pretty much it guys, and let's head over to Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar guys, and Aussie dollar is a very interesting one. So as we can clearly see over here, we had a 4-hour break of structure. So what can you expect after a 4-hour break of structure? We can expect a pullback. So as you guys can clearly see, we came in towards that area of demand, which I pointed out in yesterday's market outlook. Then we started seeing some bullish momentum come in, and potentially the start of a reversal back up in towards the upside. However, what I didn't really like about this initial impulse in towards the highs is that there's absolutely no liquidity based in this leg up in towards the upside. So this is pretty much the exact same situation as we had over here, and which I explained on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday even, I think. So over here you just have a clean push in towards the downside, but you don't really have any liquidity built up inside that move in towards the downside. So essentially the exact same goes for this impulse up in towards the upside. There's no liquidity based inside that impulse in towards the highs. Therefore, what can we expect? Well, we can expect the initial reaction to become liquidity, as was also here the case. So for now, I'm expecting this low over here to get run, and then, for instance, the real pullback to start occurring. So yeah, that's Aussie dollar. Once that low has been taken out, I will start be looking for longs on the lower time frame. So yeah, with Aussie dollar discussed, let's head over to euro dollar. So euro dollar has been consolidating a bit, really chopping around over here, as we can clearly see. This is the 4-hour over here. So clearly can see just chopping around, been reacting to this area of demand. However, this area of demand has not achieved anything except for this internal break of structure over here. As we can clearly see, just ranging in between supply and demand for now. You could look for lower time frame longs. Why? Well, because the trend is still bullish. This essentially is a weak high. Why? Because it really hasn't achieved anything for now. All we saw from this weak high was that it pushed price down in a straight move. So this is kind of comparable to Aussie dollar, where we have that clean push down over here. We don't have any liquidity at all in that leg down. So what could potentially happen is that we take out this high, and that is going to be liquidity, and then for instance a push back down. That is something that I'm going to be taking into consideration. So yeah, otherwise if we push even higher, then you could view this as one leg down, and this as well could be liquidity. So either this high taken out for liquidity, then a reversal, or this high taken out for liquidity and then a reversal. That's just an example of what could happen. Of course, look, euro dollar, isn't really it's not clean at all, right? As we just view this chart over here, it's just a massive range. So I can say like, okay, 4-hour swing structure is bullish because this is a swing low, this is a swing high, and this is just all the pullback. But if you just view all of this internal structure, essentially you can see that anything can happen. All I can say is that swing structure is bullish. If we look at the daily still has space to pull back, at least in towards, let's say, this supply area. This area of supply has already been taken out by this wick, so there's no real supply located to still kind of push down, to press price down. Sorry guys. So that's why I'm just really essentially waiting for this area of supply to get hit before really looking for those strong sells. So for me, still more upside is more likely because of the reason that we haven't got any supply holding us back. The daily still has to pull back a little bit more until we reach at least the EQ of the range, so the equilibrium, the 0.5 fib, and we haven't had any higher time frame area of supply push price down, which is still fresh, let me put it that way, because this zone is not fresh anymore. So that's kind of like my idea behind euro dollar. So yeah, without further ado, let's see what is going on pound dollar. So pound dollar, very messy still. As we can yesterday see, we reacted to this wick on the 4 hour. So inside that wick on the lower time frame, there is demand. So yeah, as you can see over here, clear area of 1 hour demand, very, very clear. Absolutely beautiful. And this is kind of the same as always. Clean impulse, no liquidity being built up. So what happens? This move over here becomes a liquidity. People think that this is the impulse up. Look. People over here think that this is the uptrend, right? So up, down, down, up. So this is your uptrend with higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, and that this is going to be your higher low. Then they get the pullback, as you can see, in towards kind of like this consolidation range. Then you start seeing bullish candlesticks. Everybody thinks, now we can go long. However, clear liquidity being built up below the lows. This area of demand is still fresh. So hence why we essentially pushed in towards that area of demand. For now, for pound dollar, I'm just waiting for higher prices until we can go short. That's essentially what I'm going to be waiting for still. Looking at the daily, I still think that this high needs to be liquidated before the real push down. So yep, that is it from pound dollar. Let's head over to Kiwi dollar. And Kiwi dollar, guys. So Kiwi dollar, what has been going on? Well, we've been consolidating mainly. As you guys can see, we had demand located over here, which caused the break of structure up above over here. We have been seeing a slowdown inside of that candlestick. However, no real reaction for now. So this area has been taken out. The area of demand is not fresh anymore because we wicked below. So there's no demand located inside of here anymore. There is inside of here. So if you were to draw this from wick to wick, this is essentially your push down, consolidation, push up, push down, push up. This is a rally, base, a rally. This is a drop, a base, a rally. So you can draw this zone from wick to wick. As you can see, we come in towards the zone and we start reversing back out of it. I do expect us to start reversing from this zone back up in towards the highs, in towards this area of a drop, a base, a rally, and then a base, then a rally, then a drop. And inside this rally drop, that's where supply is located. So I'm just going to be waiting for that to get hit before looking for further downside in line with the overall supply chain. So this was supply gets hit. This is now supply, and I'm waiting for supply to get hit before any further downside. However, daily still hasn't really pulled back that much, so we could still even move up higher in towards, let's say, that 0.5 region. As we can clearly, by the way, see on the daily, we also have a nice area of demand. It's not very strong demand because it really hasn't achieved anything, but it is a bearish candle being engulfed by a bullish candle, and it's something that I always really like. So yeah, that is it from Kiwi dollar. I think that's pretty clear. Let's head over to our last pair, which is gold. Okay guys, so gold, what happened on gold yesterday? Gold was very, very interesting yesterday. What we could clearly see is that these lows got liquidated, as I mentioned yesterday morning. Then what happened, I shared this in the Discord. We had 1 hour demand located over here, clean spike in towards demand after liquidating the lows. And then we saw that massive pushback up exactly in towards 18.7. I also mentioned that number in the Discord because this was your wick to wick supply. This is a drop, a base, a drop. Comes back and then drops again. So that's how easy trading essentially is. It's all just using supply and demand alongside market structure, understanding the overall order flow of the market. The only hard part is the emotions that come with trading. But yeah, For now, what do I think? Well, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if we start taking out this low over here. Why? Because the 4-hour has now flipped bearish. So this is now your swing high over here, 1831.80. This is now, or at least for now, your swing low. We still need to be or see a higher pullback for this to really be the swing low, because otherwise this is just still part of the impulse down. I think we're going to be taking out this low soon. Maybe even spike in towards 1772.03 with NFP, and then potentially see a upside reversal. That's kind of what I'm looking at, guys, for today. Not much on gold for the rest, not really super clean. I know we have demand located over here. I know we have supply over here and supply over here. So yeah, these two zones is what I'm looking at, and this black line is what I'm looking at, alongside liquidation happening on this 1784.91. If we see a hard reaction, this could be our reversal point in towards supply once again. So yep, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you all a fantastic day, and I can't wait to see you all during the NFP live stream. Thanks, guys.